Support for Another Round comes from Squarespace. Go to squarespace.com today for a domain experience that's transparent and easy to set up. Just make sure you enter offer code Another Round at checkout to get 10% off. Make your next move with Squarespace. Hey y'all, what's up?
How you doing?
We have a secret.
What's the secret?
It's not really a secret. We've been talking about it for a while. We going to Chicago.
Hey.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be June 21st, 8:00 p.m. at Talia Hall. We are going to sit down and talk to sociologist extraordinaire Eve Ewing.
Yes.
We're going to hang out, chit-chat with the one and only Jamila Woods.
Yes.
Voice of an angel. Can't wait to hang
yes.
out with her. And then we're going to have some fun with hip-hop youth crew Kumba Links, who's going to dance and celebrate and turn up. And we will clap our hands while they do the actual dancing.
Exactly.
Because neither of us should be doing
Let
that.
the professionals handle this. Yo, shout out to Chicago. Y'all got some dope peoples.
And y'all also have a great zoo.
Also that.
I really like.
We'll explore that later.
Yeah, after the show, let's all go to the zoo. But first, you got to come to the show. For tickets and information, go to wbez.org/events. Come and see us.
Bring your person.
Yeah.
Bring us pizza.
Yeah. Oh, hey, hello. Didn't see you there. It's me, Tracy, co-host of Another Round. Me and Heben are taking this week off because we are working on some super, super special stuff to bring to your ear holes. I tried really hard not to say ear holes just now, but it happened anyway, so I just guess that's what God wants of me. Anyway, we're going to have some new fun stuff for you to hear very, very soon. In the meantime, please enjoy this vintage episode with our in-house musician, Miss Jean Grae. What I remember most from this episode is talking about the very sad state of my love life. Have things changed? Spoiler, no. But she made it sound really, really fun. So please listen and enjoy. Hey, everybody. I'm Tracy.
This is Heben.
And welcome to Another Round with Heben and Tracy. We are so thrilled and blessed that you came
blessed.
back to join us for another episode. We are very, very excited. We're always excited, but now we are like triply excited because we have with us in the stewed, as I like to call it, the studio, Miss Jean Grae, rapper, singer, writer,
extraordinaire.
Comedian. I have a question. Can we turn Jean's mic on so she can like be a part of the system? Yay!
Do you need background singing? For the
Always.
We're going to talk to her. We're going to interview her. And then we're going to also talk a little bit about dating, Tinder, a few things we're going to try for the podcast just for y'all.
Listen, I have some thoughts.
Okay.
This is the first time that we've had a guest actually join us for another segment.
It just felt right. It just felt right. Not just because she can sing.
Felt right.
There are a lot of dating apps. And Jeannie's going to be low-key doing some dope background soundtrack.
Because this is a
soundtrack. Because this is a what?
All right. So there are a lot of dating apps that are like now catering specifically to Black, brown people.
right.
Black and brown.
So later on, not right now, later on, Tracy's going to try meld.com.
It's not
dot
due
com.
date.
Meld is a dating app specifically for quote unquote black professionals. You have to sign up with your LinkedIn.
Which automatically means it's fucking horrible.
Yes. So you're trying that one.
I'm going to try Meld.
I'm going to
Heben.
try blackpeoplemeet.com, which I
Yes.
keep seeing commercials for, and they're like all like young, hip Brooklynites. We're
Right.
light skinned. We're partying.
We have natural
Let's go
hair.
to Bed-Stuy and get an aperitivo.
So Tracy's not really all up in the dating app world.
Tracy's not really all up in the dating world, period.
I mean, same.
because Tracy has a very sad story about where she came from.
She's good. Don't
She
worry
came
about her.
from an orphanage.
No, she didn't.
It's not that sad, but
It's not that sad. Sorry.
So to get Tracy like a little bit more acclimated into this, I was like, all right, girl, you got to download Tinder. Obviously, we did this while we were drunk.
Yes.
At a separate time when we were drunk, not
about
now.
3 or 4 drinks in.
I'm pretty sure all Tinder downloads are drunk downloads.
They have to be.
So what has been your experience with Tinder? You've been trying it out for like a week now, right?
Would you like me to switch to a Negro spiritual?
Please. I'm going to need the strength
Yes.
of the ancestor.
All right.
To get this. Okay.
We need more casual Negro
What is a casual Negro spiritual
Just
having?
when you're talking and someone whips one out.
Oh,
Okay. All right, we got this, y'all. Woo.
okay.
We're not that drunk.
All right, got it.
All right, what's been your Tinder experience?
Tinder has been simultaneously aggravating, annoying, and addictive.
Yes, that's so
First
real.
of all, shout out to my alliteration. I didn't even do that on purpose.
Keyword dick.
If there are people still in the world who have not downloaded and used Tinder, I really
Which is
thought I was
allowed.
the only one.
No,
I
there's
really
a lot
did.
of people, I think.
So
There's
Tinder
1%
is
of the population. That's it.
Tinder is an app. Can't do it online. You have to put it on your phone, and it feels like a game, right? So you
And the
download
language
Tinder,
they use is game-like.
Literally,
like
like-
when you swipe on someone
and you get a
Swipe
match.
left to
and you
swipe
get a match.
right.
They encourage you. They're like, keep playing. That's
Yeah.
the language they use.
So it's literally a game.
Yes.
It
So what
is
it
a
is-
game of people.
So you get to thumb through all these different guys or girls' pictures, and if you are
They allow you to
not-
choose both women and men at the same time, but
Dope.
as I found, they don't really show both at the
Can't
same
do
time.
both.
Even when you choose only women, you see men.
Really?
So the Tinder algorithm for anyone who's not straight is like kind of fucked up.
That's
Even if you
another
do
story.
only women, you see men. What?
Listen,
Basic
that's not a
preference.
metaphor for the world. I don't know what it is.
Listen.
Men gotta have their hooves and everything. I feel like-
Anyways, it's a fucked up algorithm. It's like OkCupid is better about showing you like both men and women if you choose both men and women. Anyways,
Okay.
that's been my experience. What's been your experience?
So you swipe left if you're not interested in this particular person. You swipe right if you are.
Yes.
When you swipe right, if they have also swiped right on you and your picture in your
You
profile,
get to talk.
you
You get to talk.
you get this like little ego boost because you get
Yeah.
like this screen and it's like it's a match, like the Target lady on SNL.
He like me, validation.
Right. Instant validation, instant gratification. Somebody thinks you're cute. Oh my gosh. Amazing. So I have noticed that I have kind of become addicted to that instant gratification. And if I have not gotten a match in a while, I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with me? What's going on? Why doesn't anybody else know how cute I am?
That's so real.
Tracy needs to delete her Tinder right now. You got a problem.
I think it's such a thing that the app encourages.
You're not wrong,
You're not wrong. But I think it's like an easy trap to fall into because
It is.
because like there's very few times in your life where you get instant feedback about if another person likes you.
Right. And the thing about this brand of feedback is that it's feedback from people that you at least superficially approve of and consent
Right.
to. You know, it's not like somebody creepy on Twitter being like, your avatar is very sexy, blah.
is that?
Or like, listen, I get some weird shit on Twitter. Or like walking down the street and it's like some dude that you would never talk to, like following you for blocks, like, hey, ma, you got a fat ass. You know, this is somebody who you're like, okay, I like your picture.
Yeah.
I give you permission to speak to me.
Right. Okay.
So-
So what are your like pros and cons? What are you liking? What are you like? I can't stand this part.
Pros, instant gratification.
Yeah.
It is right in front of me, and I can be naked. Eating pizza.
Which I usually am. Which I usually am while I'm on Tinder.
Uh-huh. So you like
that might
instant
be
gratification?
I love
That's it?
Maybe. Because, I mean, another part of this is that, like, I'm not really invested in, like, finding somebody to, like, hang out with via Tinder, you know?
Right.
In my head, it's like, it's because I'm a punk. This is my reason. I'm just like, I'm just doing it for the podcast. I'm not really looking, blah, blah,
Dang,
blah.
Tracy.
You're
Podcast is
calling
real.
it research.
Yeah. Quote unquote research.
Quote unquote research.
So what are the things you dislike and like how are you feeling about it in general?
Well, it's just weird to me. Like the people that I've actually had conversations with still ain't about shit.
Okay. Yeah.
The one dude that I was kind of like feeling was this white dude who looked like Matthew McConaughey. And I was like, hell yeah.
Go on.
And so we were chatting, and then I think he unmatched me because I couldn't find the message was like deleted.
Oh, whoa.
Dude, how dare you?
So have your matches been mostly like brown, white? How
They've
do
been
you-
mostly brown. Last weekend, I did an experiment that to me seemed scientific. And I was like, I'm only going to swipe right on white dudes and see how many matches I get. I got nothing.
Really?
Really.
You okay? and don't take this the wrong way.
Oh my God, Heaven.
You seem like the type of person white dudes would love.
Interesting.
Because
White dude magnet.
Because-
Why
okay,
don't you
this is
go
why-
on a bunch of white dates and black dates and then come back and report?
that is what Tracy's gonna do.
I'm
But-
gonna attempt.
My friend's theory is that white dudes who have pictures where they're like doing quote unquote adventurous things.
Walking on the wild side.
Yeah. And like traveling places.
He
They
got
like
jungle fever. She
brown
got
people because they
jungle
kind of see
fever.
it as an adventure.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we're exotic and risky.
So
We'll have to tend
that's
to
been my
talk
experience
up.
where it's like white people like that, like white dudes especially, swipe right on me for
Yeah.
that.
All the ones that I have been matched with have had tattoos and like big beards, and they look very alternative.
So
Which works
are
for me
you-
because I'm kind of
Are
into
you
that.
like excited to try like the black specific apps, which you're going to be doing like in a few weeks, or are you still like feeling weird about it?
I'm excited only because I like absurd things, and I feel like it's going to be completely absurd and crazy. Especially Mild. Mild's going to be a shit show
Okay.
of like black men bragging about not being a typical black man and not having
Yeah.
any baby mamas and polo shirt.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
It is. So what's going to happen? We are going to put ourselves out there for your sake, America.
This is for y'all.
This is for y'all. We are doing this for our culture.
Putting it out.
Literally. I'm gonna try Meld. Heaven's gonna try blackpeoplemeet.com. And we're gonna actually go on dates.
And maybe do some like stealth, like Inspector Gadget.
Maybe
recording
we're
in the
trying to
middle
get,
of the date. I'm reporting to you
I'm
live.
trying to
from the
get
bathroom
our
of this
fantastic producer Jenna to go to the restaurants that we go to on our dates and like
Yeah.
hide out in the
yeah,
back,
like
in
behind a
trench
plant.
coat with sunglasses behind a plant and take notes.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be in the same restaurant and pretend like we don't know each other.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If you have a Negro spiritual singing waiter, just ignore me.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Some.
Yes. Stay tuned.
Support for Another Round comes from Squarespace. With Squarespace, you get a unique domain experience that's simple to set up and an all-in-one platform to help you create a beautiful, modern website that's nothing like those old dial-up websites. You remember that sound? To help quiz me on some other old-school computer sounds, I have your friend and mine, Tyler Sorensen from BuzzFeed's creative department, sitting in the control booth with me. Hey, Tyler.
Hey Tracy, here is your vintage computer sound.
As a former administrative assistant, I do believe that this is a fax machine.
You are correct.
Yay! Ding, ding, ding.
So you've actually
ding.
faxed something before.
Yeah. Like one of the first things I would have to do when I got to work is check all the overnight faxes. And they were all spam.
What would they say?
Some of them would be from like a box company, like, you need some boxes?
Yeah.
But it's so crazy to think about like how spam adapts to like the technological advances, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Get your unique domain today at squarespace.com. If you sign up for a year, the domain is free, and you can also save 10% off your first purchase with the offer code Another Round, as in the name of the show that you're listening to right now. Make your next move with Squarespace. We are pleased to present the bottomlessly talented. Is that a way that
It makes it
anybody?
seem like I don't have any ass.
No.
Wait, you're right. You're right. Okay. Okay. let's take
Endlessly,
that
flawlessly.
back. Endlessly. There you go.
Flawlessly.
Hey.
The flawlessly
Infinitely.
talented
Yes.
woman of many hats and crowns. Jean Grae, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Yay.
Oh,
Ow.
she's awesome.
Thank you so much for joining us. We are so excited to have you here imbibing with us. I need you to tell me how on earth you are doing literally everything. You're a writer.
So, yeah, for people who like might have gotten hip to you
Such a
like
guy.
a few, like a decade ago, they'd be like, oh, she's a dope rapper.
Right.
People who are getting into you now are like, oh, she's a dope comedian. Or like randomly a food columnist, a
Yes.
Jezebel.
Right.
Or like, you just do everything.
Also the star of a web series.
Star of a web series.
Also narrator of an audiobook.
like
Yes.
literally you do it all.
Yeah.
How?
Sway?
How are your eyes open right now?
I don't really have any fucking idea. Today I attribute a lot of it to coffee and vodka.
That's an interesting mix.
So that's been helping. Well, the vodka only because if I drank my coffee with a brown liquor, it would kind of be too much of a downer. And then the sugar, then you start to get that like sugar crash. So I can't have any of that. But I want the liquor to be in it.
Science.
So science, vodka. It sounds like a little kid answer to everything, like being like, because I can.
I mean, that sounds like a grown-ass woman answer.
Yes.
Why not?
Why would I not? Why would I
Right.
not do that? And usually I can see someone's job. I'm like, that's nice. I'm gonna do that.
Right.
That's
yes.
cool. I'm gonna come take your job.
Bam.
So I think the most recent transition is not. I don't even know how to phrase this.
The newest
Comedy
thing that we
is probably the newer thing
Yeah, I think so.
for people who don't know you.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the Jezebel column was probably
Well, that's
the
like the
newest.
newest thing.
Right.
Why did you like transition into doing those two and the web series?
Yeah, the comedy has just kind of always been a thing for me, and if I guess I started to transition most of my shows into let me do as little songs as possible and talk my way through the audience. And I really enjoy doing crowd work. Like I like being interactive and having the crowd there and having the energy, because it's not me getting on stage and then just performing the song and walking back and forth. That's stupid. You can be at home and do that. It's a show. You came to see a show. I'm gonna give you a show. I started stand up maybe 3 years ago. I do everything that I'm like, oh, I want to see if I can do that. So why would this be the one thing that I was just like, oh, I fucking can't. Just go try. And sometimes you're going to have a great time, and then sometimes it's not going to be as great. But
So
you're
what was
gonna
like
learn
your
something.
first stand up like your first show?
Yes.
My first show, a friend of mine, really, really dope, talented actor. He's actually, he was in the first episode of Life with Jeannie, and he's in Big Words.
Neil Drumming.
Neil
Hey,
Drumming, what's up, Neil? Who was also in the first episode of Life with Jeannie, replacing Most Def. Funny story.
Ooh, interesting.
So,
Oh, Lord, I'm sorry.
and so he had an open mic night at the 5 spot in Bed-Stuy, and he was like, "Just come. It's super fucking laid back. You got 8 minutes. Just do whatever."
So was that show like? Do you perform in a lot of shows that are like mostly brown lineup, mostly women lineup? Are you mixing in all of them?
Everything.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of the comfort of my normal audience, which isn't a normal audience. Like there's not really a demographic. It's just people. There's not an age. There's not a race. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I think the first time I saw you was at Hannibal Burr's when he was doing the Knitting Factory.
Yeah, that was I in the front room?
Yeah.
It was terrible. Yeah, that was my second night.
Wow.
Really?
So you don't do the 5 spot, and it was great. It was hilarious. And he was like, "Oh, you brought your friends," which is weird because comedians don't bring friends. You go by yourself. And I was like, "Well, I don't know." He was like, "But other people were laughing besides your friends, so it was great." And then Hannibal asked me on Twitter. He was like, "Do you want to come by?" I was like, "I don't know if I should just really jump from doing my first stand-up set and then like do the Knitting Factory."
Yeah.
Right.
I don't.
There's usually some working up that has
Yeah,
to happen.
no. And so that did not happen. There was no in between, and it was not great. It was not great.
And this is the show that you were at, Heben?
I had a lot of fun.
Okay, I didn't feel like I completely bombed, but it was definitely.
I don't feel like you bombed at all.
It was like a 3 on my level of I want the crowd levitating,
Right.
and that was not that. So,
Do you
and
feel
then I stopped for a while, but then I went back to it because I was like, man, fuck that,
How long were
Why
you
did you stop?
off?
because it sucked. And I wasn't ready to deal with, like, I know I'm used to going back to rap shows, and you're like, if you have an iffy show, you're like, oh, now I have to have my revenge show. And that's how it works. And then you go back and you're like, all right, well, let's see what we did wrong. Let me just not do that at all. But it definitely helped to start really understanding how to transition even my rap shows or other shows just into nobody actually knows what I'm going to do when I get there at this point now. So, and even when people are booking me, they're like, hey, can we get you for a set? And I have to be like, well, for what? 'Cause I don't know what you want me to do.
Right.
And the reaction is now do whatever you want. I'm
Nice.
like, well, great. I'll just do a PowerPoint presentation for 40 minutes.
Goals.
That's so dope.
So basically, I've managed to parlay this somehow into I get to do whatever the fuck I want
Fantastic.
all the time.
So, of all the things that you're doing right now, or all the things that you have done leading up to this point in time in your life, do you have like a favorite thing to do? Is there a thing that you see yourself doing like forever?
My boyfriend.
Oh, brag, brag, brag.
Hey.
Oh,
Let's start the show. Welcome to another round. We've just kicked it into high gear. I enjoy doing everything.
Do you feel like you can do some things with comedy that you can't with your music?
I feel like I can do things with that audience that I wasn't necessarily able to do with an audience that showed up and they were like, oh, we're just expecting a hip hop show. I think it's starting to change now. But there was definitely, at first, people were like, we don't know what's happening. So my general thing has been to come on stage and establish uncomfortability first.
Like, how do you do that?
You make everyone really uncomfortable, and then you be like, it's going to be okay. You have to trust me.
So, how do you go about making people uncomfortable?
I tend to yell at people.
Nice.
Well, I mean,
instant antagonizer. Yeah.
No, immediately. For reasonable things, like, hey, these are the rules of the show. So, one, you're gonna put your fucking phones away, because don't watch the show like that. Because I'm not standing up here with a phone watching you guys.
Bam.
If you're in the front row, you got to act like you're in the front row.
That's so
because
real.
otherwise, you're just standing there. I'm like, I'm not really getting that. From You can move to the back.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, let someone else come up. Don't sass me, because you don't want that.
Ooh,
It's
you
gonna
don't
be
want
that
it.
for
these
you.
particular problems.
Yeah. And kind of let's all, be in this together and have a moment. Don't put it on YouTube because those people didn't show up. So fuck them. It's about us right now.
It.
And, kind of establish a kind of emotional bond with everyone, which is good.
And then you just turn it the hell up.
And then that happens. And then I have, for the past year, I've been ending all my shows with Ease On Down the Road and a Soul Train line.
Wow. That's
Like people in the audience get to participate in
No,
the Soul
it's the
Train line?
whole, yeah. I get
so
down
dope.
and then we just do that. And I'm like, yeah, it's a kind of a
That's
release.
how all good things
Then
end.
it becomes a family reunion.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
there's like a group hug and people
Yes.
are like, I didn't even know this was gonna happen. I was like, you don't there's certain things that you don't know you need to do until you fucking do them. And that's, kind of one of those feelings.
That's beautiful. The last time Heben and I saw you on stage, you were performing with the Everybody's Pregnant. I was very confused when I looked up and I saw that your keyboardist had no keyboard.
Yes.
And I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, it was
What's
definitely
happening?
a lot of that feeling. Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute, what am I seeing?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, I get it.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, it's and it's interesting because even in the video for Underneath You, which is
Which is
how
dope.
the Everybody's Pregnant began. Thank you. Yeah, none of those instruments are actually in the song. So it's kind of it would be a tip off, I would think, to people to be like, there's not a saxophone,
Something's
there's
going on.
not a bass guitar, none of those things are happening.
Hilarious. For the record, I would love a Jean Grae and the Everybody's Pregnant album.
We actually started discussing and being like, let's just work on it.
If you ever need a triangle player,
Yes.
just let me know.
No, always.
Cannot play the triangle,
Always.
but I think that'll be
No,
okay.
do you know there's the electric triangle.
Shut up.
So
Really?
that's all I'm saying.
Shit.
How
I'm
did
quitting
you
my
come
job
up?
tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Going
That's
on
what
tour
I
with
mean.
the Everybody's
Pan
Pregnant.
flute, electric triangle, theremin.
Ooh.
Oh
'Cause that's
shit!
always-
I know
that's
about that
sexy
shit
as
though.
fuck.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't even know what word y'all just said, but I'm into
How
it.
did you come up with your name, your stage name?
I was about to say as a joke, I stole it from a book, but I guess I stole it from a book. Fuck.
What's the book?
Damn it.
This bourbon's good.
It is delicious. I stole it from the X-Men.
Oh,
But fun.
that's
fun,
obvious. I don't know. I didn't even get that.
No, you
Heaven's
know what's
adorable.
good is that every once a year now I go on Twitter and I play The Future, a game of the future, which is like saying, man, I wish, and I use really ridiculous things. I wish there was a way I could wear glasses, but not on my face, like inside of my eyes. Hashtag the future.
Oh, shit.
And then see how many people answer me. And they're like, do you mean contact lenses? I'm like, no.
Well, actually.
No.
That's
what
such a
is
great Twitter trap.
Yeah. So I use, someone just told me there's this character in a comic book named Jean. What is that about? And without fail, it's like a horrible giant bear trap.
Yeah.
Without fail.
And
at
I'm sure you get
least.
tons of bears in the trap
So
every single time.
delicious.
I feel like men on Twitter
Oh,
especially
it's-
love to do
it's-
that.
it's
Because they love
delicious.
showing you how much they fucking know about everything.
And I go for a good hour. And I'm like, no. What? And they're like, what, you don't know? I have asked that. I've asked how to write raps. I've asked what 55 plus 3 is. Yeah, a bunch of what color red and blue make. People, oh, it's great. So good. So good.
Speaking of Twitter, I was going to say that you have an amazing Twitter presence. You have a pretty
You do.
big Twitter following.
Yes.
Thanks,
And I think that you are one of the very few celebs whose timelines I've seen who is actually good at Twitter.
Yes.
you.
Like, you're fun and you're funny, but you're also very smart and informative. Like, you can actually learn shit. Earlier today, I saw that somebody tweeted something at you that I'm sure they meant to be very complimentary, and they were like,
It's a female hip hop.
Yeah, they were like,
Yeah.
Jean Grae's the future of female hip hop, and she was like, female hip hop is not a genre, honey, darling, sweetie.
It's not.
That was like, yes, you
not.
better drop that mic.
It's not. And, yeah.
How do you feel about social media in general? How do you sort of implement it in all of your various crafts? And I don't know. If that was an actual
No. That was perfect. Social media changed the game for me, and
How so?
because it was really hard for me to try to market and sell myself, or anyone to try to market and sell me as hip hop, because immediately it's a female. I've been, someone called me a tree hugging. I was like, are you? I'm not even sure you're looking at me at all. And they were like, oh, it's just backpack rap. It's this, it's that. And I'm like, that's not me. And the only way before social media, before that was available, was to be able for me to do shows and for people to come out to the shows. But people aren't coming out to the shows because they're already like, it's fucking girl rap. I don't want to hear that vag rap shit. Fuck that.
Vag rap?
Vag rap.
What the fuck?
Amazing.
Actually, that's my term now.
I've also
Reclaim
heard like femcee instead of
cringe.
Save
It's
that.
so-
Save that so we can write it on a paper and then pee on it and then burn it and then pee on it again. It really opened up me being able to market a personality and a lifestyle and a brand, and that's what I'm good at doing. And there was no way available for me to do that. Facebook didn't necessarily do it for me because I think it was too much of. There's a huge difference between Facebook and Twitter, and I fucking hate the shit out of Facebook.
Delete Facebook from the earth.
I have to be on there because it's such a especially for overseas fans, they rely heavily on Facebook, and I can spend about 20 to 25 seconds on there before I'm like, I'm gonna fucking find your IP address. And I will murder your family.
We'll chew your face off in the streets.
Yeah.
What?
I will rip your face off
me.
like Travis the Chimp. You don't know what this is. So I had to learn which ones I would be good on and which ones I had to be like, okay, these are certain things that I definitely need to be tools. I like marketing. I really like the business of marketing. I like the business of branding. I like presenting lifestyle. And I like being able to know which day is the day to tell jokes and which day is the day to be serious about things, which day is the day to promote, when to have your, obligatory, let's talk about current events, or, when it needs to be a little heavy. I'd really enjoy doing that.
So talk to me about the state of men in hip hop. Because women always get asked about the state of women in hip hop, always, endlessly.
I think it's basically the same thing, and since I don't separate from gender and music because that's fucking weird. I think there's a lot of really shitty MCs, and then I think there's a lot of great MCs who go unnoticed because they don't necessarily stick to following formulas or marketing or the trend.
Who's on your radar right now?
Don Will.
Shout out to Don Will.
Tiny Morgan. Huge shout out to Quelle Chris. We're actually working on an album right now. Denmark Vesey, really, really awesome. But I think there's so many artists that are out, and it's just people complaining and being like, if you don't want to fucking listen to French Montana, you don't have to listen to French Montana.
You have options. You're an adult.
Just don't. There's options. There's a lot of really, really good people pushing the boundaries all the time.
Good answer. I like it.
You talked a little bit in your rookie interview about like being able to approach hard topics like depression and abortion.
Yes. Oh, I wanted to talk about that shit.
Which is stuff we try to talk about.
Yeah.
But it's hard to even write like personal essays and put yourself out there like that to talk about your experiences.
I think I'm just okay with it as a person. Like I'm just okay with talking. I like talking to people. I like sharing. I don't feel like it's oversharing.
Do you find it therapeutic? Do you go to therapy? If you don't mind my
this is
asking.
it.
This is your therapy?
This is it. I have, I'm thankful to have a job where I can talk to people and have them talk to me all the time. And I'm like, there may be, portions of the day where I'm just, there's a running joke just all the time with people who know me. And even if I'm out of town, I'd be like, how many people have you hugged already today? I'm like, at least 5. And it's not even me. It's just, people talk. So, stop for a second and talk to people and make them feel comfortable, and you'll feel comfortable as well. Like it'll be okay. It's not that bad. It's not
Was that
the end
the
of
thinking
world.
behind your Union Square hug day? I'm not even sure what that was.
I just everybody. It was me not being able to travel there, and me being like, I don't know how much good I'm gonna do. Like it's not me being able to do an interview on CNN or something. What am I really gonna be able to do? I can put information out there on Ferguson. I can tell you things to be aware of. I can tell you how to protect yourself.
You mean how much good can you do like in your life?
Yeah. At that time, and I was like, I can't go. But I know that it's just everybody's failing. Like I was crying myself to sleep every night. I'm like, I can donate stuff. I can do that. And sometimes a really good thing to donate is a fucking hug.
Listen.
Like people need just
so
to be hugged.
That is so true.
Even if
though.
you have no one in your life that you're doing, it's okay. Just hug somebody. So
gonna cry.
that happens.
Me too, because listen, since this is our therapy session, I think it was Ashley Ford. Hey girl, we miss you. Come back to BuzzFeed. Ashley,
I don't know you,
tweeted-
Ashley, but I miss you too because I've been drinking.
We miss everybody right now. But she tweeted, she was like, how long has it been since you've been hugged or something? And I was like, oh my God, nobody has hugged me in like a month.
And you have to.
Human contact is so important.
And especially, New Yorkers and we are the people that, you don't make eye contact. You definitely you try to be in your own personal space all the time. So just
Not a
kind
lot of
of,
warmth.
just kind of bringing it there. And I'm like, I know we are. I know we are. It's just that nobody's asked you or nobody's done that. And we may have been a little bit aggressive towards the end because we had been drinking. But
I'm a very emotional drunk, guys.
I love the idea of
That's
aggressive
okay.
hugs.
yeah, it got a little aggressive. at
Open
the
your
end.
arms right now.
Why you walking away? Son?
Come get
Why
this
you walking
love.
away? You don't want this hug?
Don't make me chase you. Don't
Yeah,
make me
no,
chase
we
you.
did. We did. We did. We were out
I
there
love
for
it.
hours, but it was beautiful. I would love to do it again. And I just want to say to everyone around, there were about 5 or 6 other hug stations that popped up in other cities and even Japan. So thank you guys so much for doing that. That was really, really beautiful.
Well, shit, on that fucking beautiful note.
The next time you have a hug station, will you let me know?
Oh no! Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do
I will go hug
a spring
strangers with
version.
you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful.
for
We need
joining
like
us.
another hour.
Yeah, we really do. We didn't even like
Then you
get.
should come back.
All right.
Heaven, it's about that time.
What time is that?
It's time to buy around for somebody.
Hey.
Who you buying around for this week?
So this week, I was on Tumblr, as I am wont to be, and I saw this video clip of Nicki Minaj. Nicki, I'm on first name basis with her.
Is
I'm
there
not.
another Nicki?
And she was in concert. She was performing from Flawless.
Looking Trinidadian, Japanese and Indian. Got Malaysian, got that yaki, that wavy Brazilian.
Them bitches thirsty. I'm
And like, I've been in so many conversations about Nicki where people have the nerve
Speak on it in the whisper voice.
the nerve to be like, to in any way insinuate that she's not talented. And I feel like if we lived in a different world where women were not disrespected every fucking day,
Ooh.
or where women's talents were treated in the same way that men's were, like this wouldn't even be a conversation.
As human talents, if you will.
Yes, I will.
Please do.
Like, it wouldn't even be a conversation, yet somehow I still find myself defending Nicki like a lot. She slays on a daily basis. And somehow we are still having this conversation about, like, is she good?
Listen.
Is she, like, part of the top tier rappers currently? Like,
Oh my gosh, she put her butt in a video.
yeah, like, it's so basic and absurd how dismissive some people are of her. And just on a pure skill level, I saw this clip from her concert, and I was like, this is fucking incredible. How dare anyone
What was she?
try
what
to come
song
for
was she
her?
doing?
She was just doing Flawless. Like, this is her rapping Flawless remix.
I said, come here, let me show you how this cookie tastes. This, that, yeah, nigga, eat the cookie face.
So
Okay.
around on me, Nicki.
All right, around for Nicki. I'm going to buy around for FKA Twigs and also myself because
Ooh, yes.
I have been living under a rock, apparently. I just now got into her music. I happened to find her music while I was ovulating.
Not related, or maybe a lot related.
Listen, if you knew how many horrible texts I almost sent to people who do not need to be getting those kind of texts from me. I'm not pregnant right now, and that's why I'm buying myself around as well. Barely escaped with my life. With my life. I mean, like, I don't smoke or like do drugs because I'm a square. I tried.
Oh, bless your heart.
Don't. My mama doesn't. I tell my mama I tried. Anyway.
Listen to the podcast, Tracy's mom.
Don't go away, Tracy's mom. She's stalking my Twitter, by the way. She thinks I don't know. But oh my God. Like, it just makes me want to just like get high on something.
Yeah.
And just like have marathon sex in a hotel
Ooh,
for the rest of my life.
yes.
One who resonates that chase mouth open like
Cheers, and also cheers to the fact that it did not happen. But again, you know, I'm not pregnant, so shout out to me. Shout out to Twigs for just. I'm gonna make a kid to that album, somebody's song at some point. So since we are having a freaking blast
Yes.
with our current company and our current cups, we would love to have Miss Jean Grae buy around for someone. Put us on to something. What are you into? Who are you buying around for?
I'm gonna buy around for you guys.
Oh, that's so proud. Oh my God.
But not specifically you guys, actually.
Oh.
I'm gonna buy around for your hair.
Oh, shit.
I cut my hair in about 10th grade when I went to high school, and it was very, very long, and I have not been able to grow it back since. Not because it doesn't grow back, but just it's really hard to go through that middle stage.
Ooh, the
Yeah,
in-between.
the
So I
middle
really
stage.
appreciate you. I was gonna say just for being black women doing this, but no. It is for going through the middle stage of growing out your hair
Yo, that's
and
so
having
real.
it look amazing. Because I'm gonna try to do that this year.
You got it.
And I need your support, actually.
I was going to say if you need pep talks.
Yo,
if
I
you
need
Tracy's got the
recommendations.
ill pep
Yeah.
talks for this.
Got you.
I need drinks. I need steaks.
Yes. Tips,
Yeah.
product tips,
Everything.
like
Pole
a
dances
blog post.
for myself. I'm
Yeah,
going to do the pole
absolutely.
dances. It's fine. But yeah, so
Yeah.
around for you guys.
Oh, I
Thanks.
really appreciate that.
We
Of,
will
of
accept
12
this
shots
round.
of 151
Oh,
each.
whoa.
All right, let's
I
do
might
this.
low-key pass on
Let's
that.
do this. All around.
Thanks, Gene.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Heben, we did it.
Hey.
Woo, woo, woo. We would like to thank everybody in the whole entire world, specifically Miss Jean Grae for stopping by and giving us some
Yes.
casual Negro spirituals for my lonely life. Appreciate it. We would also like to thank the Pod Squad.
Hey.
Jenna Weiss-Berman, Eleanor Kagan, Julia Furlan.
Special shout out to Audrey Quinn for helping edit this episode.
Audrey! Woo!
Thanks,
And
girl.
a shout out to our favorite studio hand in the world, Mr. Paul Ruest. Thank you. Music. Obviously, thank you to Jean Grae for the fantastic custom tunes that you heard today. Also, thank you to Don Will, who is 1/3 of the almighty rap group Tanya Morgan. You can follow him on Twitter at Don Will. That's DonWill. Follow Jean Grae at Jean Greasy.
As always, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, subscribe on iTunes, rate
Email
us
us,
on iTunes, email us at
questions,
another round.
comments, hate mail. We're gonna laugh at it, but you can send it anyway. I'm gonna
Send
laugh at it.
advice questions to another round at BuzzFeed.com.
It was great. Thanks.
And thank you all for listening.
Come back
As
next
always.
time.
Lay me on your fingertips and I'll turn lace and clouds laid over. Yeah. Make me wanna take days off work, you know we can. Make me wanna take off this skirt.
I need to vomit my feelings about Tinder.